Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little lamb.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randy Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
Listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%.
I just couldn't resist. Oh, man. Okay, Hillary has pneumonia. Hillary has, it's news. It's news all over the planet. It's national news. It's international news. It's conservative news. It's Pepe news. It's alt-white news. It's Trump news. It's just, and all of a sudden Trump is being so nice after Rudy Giuliani was out on the campaign trail saying she's not healthy. Go look at the videos. You know, you'll see she's had seizures. There's something completely wrong with her. Now all of a sudden, gee, I hope she gets well soon. You freaking phony ass. You are. He is just so freaking frightening that nobody knows exactly what to say. Nobody knows exactly what to do. Nobody knows exactly when to start debunking, because once you start, you'll never freaking stop. But all of a sudden, he's decided that he's going to do it. I guess this is Kellyanne Conway's thesis, is you take one thing at a time, Donald, because your speeches are just a bunch of mashed potato garbage. It's just, mashed. And people cannot hear all the white supremacy when you're mashing it like that fine. It's coming out like riced cauliflower, and it really needs to come out like a giant baked potato, a hot one sitting in the middle of the room that, the alt-right will be the only weirdos that touch it. Because they live in a virtual world anyway. They don't know it's hot, and they haven't learned the lesson of, you put your hand on a hot stove and your mother goes, okay, so you see that right there? You see how that hurts? That's called hot. So we have to teach it to the, these alt-right people. They are just the weirdest, but we'll get there. All right. So Hillary has pneumonia, apparently. This is the diagnosis we are being told, is why... I don't know. I mean, I've seen lots of people with, the pneumonia. In a 68-year-old woman, it's bad. But doesn't she have a Walgreens? I mean, really, she was the former secretary. Don't you, imagine that the best health care in the world is available to her at her finger? I mean, there is a vaccine for several strains of pneumonia. I know this because Howard gets them all the time. It's like, ooh, time to get the shot. He gets very excited, He wants all the shots. He wants the shots for pneumonia, then the other strain of pneumonia. No, this one's for shingles, and that one, he wants them all. He gets them all. And quite frankly, I'm very surprised that the former Secretary of State of the United States would not have gotten the pneumonia shot at this age of 68, because it's a killer in older women. It's a killer in older people. So, but you know what? Hillary Clinton, in the final stages of rabies, is a better bet than Donald Trump. Do you know what I'm saying? Hillary Clinton, I mean, you can give me Hillary Clinton with smallpox, tertiary syphilis, oozing, dripping, gravy sores, pussy gonorrhea. I would take her over the Donald Trump. I mean, honest to God, man, this man is rabid like a dog, and they're gonna, start saying, oh, maybe she's not. His doctor's note. Everybody knows that doctor's note, right? Dr. Borstein or whatever it is. Donald Trump wrote that note. He will be the most extraordinary, fantastically healthy president in the history of And you know what? I went and researched the history of presidents and their diseases. Tip of the hat to my best friend Joanne up there in New Jersey, a registered nurse who I went to school with and have been friends with for 40 years. She posted on my Facebook page, presidential diseases. That's like right up Joanne's alley. This is something she would have spent the whole weekend looking at and going, ooh, tuberculosis, diphtheria, dysentery. Ooh, looky here. We got malaria. Do you know 8 presidents had malaria and 1 first lady? I'll give you a free T-shirt if you can tell me who the first lady is. Yeah, 8 presidents, 8 of them had malaria. And 1 first lady. I mean, we've had some really, 2 presidents had smallpox. Did you know Abraham Lincoln had the smallpox? Yeah, right after delivering the Gettysburg Address, he had to shave some of his beard because the rash got very smallpoxy rashy, and he had to shave. But yes, Lincoln suffered from a variety of ailments. He had smallpox, and then he had depression. We know that. But honest to God, I cannot believe. So all of a sudden, Donald Trump is the uber gentleman. He cares. But, they've been on the campaign trail saying she's weak. She doesn't have the stamina. And people thought that he was just being sexist. But apparently, he knows something. And his doctor's note was written by him. So we know nothing about him. But he was on the TV today saying, oh, big numbers are... moron, you don't want to see big numbers. And you talk about cholesterol, you don't want to see big numbers. They don't want to see big numbers. Do you know what I mean? It's just so amazing that he's like, oh, big numbers. But the same doctor that signed the note that Donald Trump wrote, obviously, it's in the same lexicon as Donald Trump, is going to do the blood work. And we'll get the reports soon. Yeah, we'll get it soon. But I swear to God, I would take any of the reanimated Walking Dead zombie brain-eating, creatures over Donald Trump. That's just a gimme. So she has pneumonia, and apparently that can be... Now, here's the big question that the media is wrestling with. Oh, they're wrestling, I tell you. Should she have told us that Friday she found out she had walking pneumonia? It's the Walking Dead disease is what it is, okay? And she's apparently the leader in the, she's the front runner in the zombie apocalypse. She's going to be like Flocka eating flesh, face chewing any moment. She's just going to woo, and then her brain's going to, the thrombosis is going to come back. She'll need the thick glasses. She'll start shaking like on the tape. And Donald Trump will make fun of her, right? Because early voting will begin. It actually has begun. Only North Carolina is sending out the first ballots, so it actually is underway. Yeah, wow, it's starting. So, but she has pneumonia, which obvious. So the question there. Okay, so she found out on Friday she had pneumonia. Shouldn't she have told America? See, this is the problem. Hillary Clinton. Well, if Donald Trump reported every time he needed an antibiotic for some disease that he picked up somewhere along the line, we would never stop getting breaking news from Wolf Blitzer on CNN. Oh my God. But the most disgusting, worst part of it, I think, is now especially with the love of Putin, that we're going to be subjected to Donald Trump's tirades about how virile and fit this 70-year-old blob of an orange fat man. It's only orange, probably from the neck up. The rest is going to be like what I saw at the hospital today. Yeah. I was at the hospital this morning. I had to drop Howard off.
People in the chat room are asking how he's doing.
Oh, how he's doing? He's fine. He's okay. He'll be home tomorrow. Yeah, he did fine. Howard got a pacemaker, and it's too early. He's like the youngest guy on this floor, the cardiac cath floor. So, I dropped him off this morning. I said, go ahead, put the thing in him. Because his heart rate is like, Howard's, I don't want to say he can't get it up because the alt-right will start saying, I'm putting you in a gas chamber and your guy can't get it up. This is what they do. Well, it's all about blood flow. Let's just be honest. It's all about blood flow. And when your heart rate is very, very low, and his has been like 40 for about 2.5 years, and his crackpot cardiologist told him, when you start blacking out, give me a call. It's unbelievable. I mean, the guy's been symptomatic of bradycardia for like 2-3 years. Finally, when he saw my toughness, when I fought for my life last year, and he saw my grit and fortitude, my lack of complaining, he was like, damn. She is one tough cookie. I said, you know what? Why don't you take care of yourself too? Truly, I can't make you well. I can make me well, but I can't make you well. So why don't you go see one of my doctors, okay? They're really freaking good. And he did, and the guy said, oh my God, how have you been walking around for 2 years like this? 2 years. And he said, well, the other guy told me, The other guy put a little heart monitor, planted it in there, like one of those new devices. I have it. I saved it. I took it when they took it out today. Just to remind him, this was your cure. This was it. For 2 years. I suffered. But, so anyway, the new guys, he had to see like 2 or 3. People that doctor shop? You know that, right? So he's shopping. He finds one guy. He likes this guy, doesn't like the office staff. Goes to another. But the guy that he liked told him, this is ridiculous. Get a pacemaker. You'll feel so much better. My friend Brian, hi, Bri, he got one. And he was like, Brian is like the most athletic guy I've ever seen in my life. And for a long time, they said, well, athletes have very low heartbeats. But these guys, it's all about blood flow. And I'm watching them cry into their bourbon. And I'm like, okay, something's wrong here. You're not, But Brian lives in Colorado, and he will bike uphill 26 miles one way and then cruise down the other side and then go skiing. Do you know what I mean? That's Brian, and he needed one. So when Brian, the big athlete, told him, Howard, it's not the, it's not the low heartbeat football thing anymore. It's not that. You got bradycardia, and you're symptomatic, is what it is. So get a pacemaker. You feel so much better. So then the second doctor he liked the office staff. That was good. But then he didn't like the surgeon. He didn't like the surgeon's office staff. Then he had to find another. So this has been going on quite some time. So I'm like totally prepared for this day. Do you know what I mean? So I took him in this morning. We got at 4:30 this morning. Got to be at 6:30. Surgery is an early man's game. Don't ask me why. I guess they want to be on the golf course by 10. So, they'll perform whatever they have to the 45-minute thing. Be here at 6:30. They'll come in, they'll see you about 7:30. 7:45, you go visit your husband. He's on Versed. I just want to say, hi, I love you. Got cotton mouth. Give me a kiss. Spit into my mouth. And the whole thing takes about a half hour, 45 minutes. They put it in there. I took a picture of the heart monitor before he went in. It was 40 beats per minute. I took a picture when he came out. They set it. They set the pacemaker at 60. It will never fall below 60. But he was pacing. It was pacing at 60. I said, move around a little bit. Just move around. He goes, why? You look uncomfortable. I just wanted to see him exert himself. I wanted to see, I wanted to see it go up. So I moved him around. I said, here, I'll adjust the pillow. 65, baby. 70 even. Woohoo! Looking good. Yeah. So yeah, he's fine. He'll they're gonna discharge him. They keep you one day just to make sure the leads are in the right place, and then tomorrow he'll be here. It'll be great. Thank you for asking.
Clear for takeoff.
Randy Rhodes Air Force. Air Force. RandyRhodes.com.